What's going on, guys? Welcome to a June update of the tank. So last where we left off, we added the sunburst anemone over here. It's been doing pretty decently. It hasn't opened fully yet. It's still probably acclimating to the parameters for the past month or so. When we added it over here and this one single rock, it moved to the main island rock, went around that rock, didn't like any of the positions. It was in the back of this rock for maybe like a week or so. And finally it climbed up to this area here, and it was kind of like detached where it was like on the move. So the footing wasn't really like on the rock. So I picked it up, put it over here, and it seemed like it liked that spot again. What I did was I took a par meter and I kind of measured, you know, everywhere, and I matched this area here to the other tank that it was in, around like 180 to 200 par-ish. So hopefully it likes this spot, and it looks like it's, you know, doing fine. It's opened up. It's eaten a couple times already with shrimp when I would feed it. So I'm just waiting for it to kind of like fully open up, because like right now it can really double its size in terms of like stretch length. But yeah, it seems like it's doing okay or decent, so hopefully it will thrive in the next couple of weeks here. As you can see, there's a new addition in the tank on the very top here. So I added this compartment that can house some dragon's breath macroalgae. Finally got around to trying to grow them again. I grew them a very long time ago, years ago, and they did really well in my first tank. And then ever since then, it seems like every time I try it, it would just melt back and not do really well. But as you can see, you can kind of see the tips of the dragon's breath macroalgae kind of perking up. So it looks like it's pretty decent. I also added some in the sump as well, just to see, you know, what light does better. So these are growing under radions, and then the sump is using a Kesso LED. No new livestocks in the tank. It's the same fish in the tank. We have the two shrimp that are just kind of running around, and actually one of them jumped into the anemone and it was just kind of like checking it out the first couple weeks when the anemone was there, and then like finally it got out. I was actually kind of worried that the anemone would just kind of close up and just kill it and eat it, but it seemed like it was doing fine. The fish are doing pretty good. The blue tang white spot seems to kind of have gone away. Like I said, it kind of comes and goes for just the blue tang. The older fish really shows like this white spot around its head. It seems like the shrimp is kind of keeping that in bay, or trying to keep that in check. So hopefully that, you know, it eats up, strengthens, and, you know, kind of doesn't really grow that white spot anymore. Two clownfish in the back has not housed the anemone yet. I know that, you know, they've done it in the past, but for whatever reason they haven't done it with this anemone. Maybe just because the tank's so big that it's just like, yeah, I just want to swim around and just check things out and not really just go to an anemone. So I'm still waiting for them to, you know, check out the anemone and just house. Ever since the tank has cleared up, I did remove the filter socks from the sump and just kind of did a pad. The UV sterilizer is still on. I'm leaving it on just to kind of maybe see if it can help with the white spots or some sort of parasite from the blue tang. But I will most likely turn that UV off in the next couple weeks here. I don't really need it, just because there's not any green, you know, water in the tank when it, you know, first was needed. For the sump, I did clear out the shado. I'm going to try to grow some of the dragon's breath down here, like I mentioned earlier. We'll see how that goes, but I did put a clipping of that down here. You know, if it grows, great. If it doesn't, you know, unfortunately, it's not going to work out for this tank or setup. But at least I'm going to give it another try here and see what happens. And really not much is going on in the tank. I've just been trying to stabilize the tank, house some new corals. If this anemone does well, I'll probably add another anemone, just because we had some more recent splits in the other tank. So we'll probably try to put one or two on here as well. And maybe, you know, if another one likes to cling in the middle, great. But if this one does good in the next couple weeks, I will probably end up adding another sunburst anemone to the other rocks on the right side. Before we go here, I'm gonna go ahead and feed the fish so you guys can enjoy the fish feeding. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys are subscribed. And like always, till next time guys, peace.